everyone, and welcome back to Project Soch, where we talk about all things South Asia. Today, I just thought we could have a cup of chai together and just chat. That's kind of what this series is about. There's things in our society or in our experiences, both good and bad, that either we all think about and don't articulate, or that we recognize and choose to ignore. So I thought, you know what? Let's talk about it. Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to make anyone else change their mind or feel bad about anything. My real purpose here is just to give you some food for thought and tell you what's been weighing on my mind. So, as you can probably tell from the title, this video is about Eastern beauty standards. The West has been experiencing, in the last 10 years or so, a complete renaissance in the way beauty has been defined. You see plus-size models on catwalks, you see people of color in ad campaigns, you're seeing the inclusion of those that are differently abled in ad campaigns as well. But I feel like the East has a lot of catching up to do in this regard. We haven't been able to let go of our societal hang-ups about beauty and what is or isn't aesthetically pleasing. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a work in progress in the West as well, but this is one of the admittedly very few instances when we can use them as a model of progress. And it's not just ad campaigns, it's people as well. I read somewhere, and this has really stuck with me, that in order to avoid accidentally triggering someone, or even just to be a decent human being in general, don't comment on something about someone's appearance that they can't change in 10 minutes. So if they've got something in their teeth or their shirt is buttoned wrong, go ahead. Tell them. You're probably doing them a favor. But when it comes to things like weight, height, body type, crooked noses, or whatever really, those are out of bounds. You don't know what someone's triggers are. Even if they're capable of laughing it off in the moment, you may accidentally be seriously damaging both their self-image and their self-esteem. And that's something I feel we haven't really internalized as a community yet. Well-meaning, or maybe not so well-meaning aunties tend to pass snide comments. Friends make jokes, families create stupid pet names, but we don't really stop to consider the consequences of our actions. There's a few different major facets of this that I've noticed. First up, colorism. Now, I want to distinguish, I'm not talking about racism here. That's a whole different subject that probably deserves its own video. I'm talking about the belief that the shade of someone's skin somehow determines how aesthetically pleasing they are. I'm sure a lot of us have heard the phrase, "Oh, kitni saavli ho gayi ho," or been told to guard our complexions from the sun. Those of us unfortunate souls that have been born with darker base skin colors are constantly prescribed things like Fair and Lovely, Upton, sandalwood masks, and so on. And I don't understand why. Dude, we're brown. There's no changing that. So why do we insist on ascribing importance to just how brown we are? I guess there's a possibility that it's just a remnant of colonial times where white rulers almost entirely marginalized the dark-skinned locals. But nowadays, over 70 years past colonial times, I wonder why we haven't been able to work past this yet. And it's made all the more ridiculous by the fact that most Westerners consider tanned, brown skins a sign of health, prosperity, and a standard of beauty in itself. A certain very famous family, let's call them the Car people, don't dye themselves to resemble tangerines just because it matches their orange handbags. And yet, we can't feature a dark-skinned model without specifically referring to her as dusky. We can't ban the sale of fairness creams which have been scientifically proven to be damaging to health. We can't stop putting gori as a requirement for rishtas. We don't stop using the word savli as an insult. What we don't seem to be realizing is that by doing this, we continue to play into the ridiculous colonialist notion that the amount of melanin, or lack thereof, in your body somehow determines your worth. The next thing I've noticed that comes up most often is height and weight. Now, I'm 5'9". That may not seem tall to most, but as a South Asian woman, where the average height is 5'4", and height for males is between 5'6" and 5'8", depending on where in the subcontinent you are, Apparently, that makes me the equivalent of the big friendly giant. I can't tell you how many times I've been told I shouldn't wear heels or been asked, "Oh, when will you stop growing?" Like, yeah, excuse me while I just have a quick chat with my jeans and tell them to fall in line. Like, it honestly baffles me why we find it so hard to accept when someone doesn't look exactly like everyone else. And it's not just girls that are affected. Guys on the shorter side are teased mercilessly as well. Like I mentioned earlier, weight is also considered something people somehow find it okay to comment on. Even if you think you're being well meaning, the simple fact is you just don't know what someone is going through with regards to their health or their physical appearance. Someone who you might think is overweight may be perfectly within a normal range for their body mass and type. Even if they aren't, there are plenty of health conditions that can affect both your weight and how it is distributed on your body. The subcontinent has some of the highest incidences of polycystic ovarian syndrome and hypothyroidism in the world, both of which have weight gain as a major symptom. And as I said before, it's not just women being affected by this behavior. Men face just as much pressure in our society to look and act a certain way. And I think in some ways it's almost worse for them because men have even less of an emotional outlet to express how this pressure might be affecting them mentally. So, to my friends and to yours, be careful what you make jokes about and what pet names you create. You simply cannot know the depth of their impact. To the aunties, you know we love you, but I promise, the number of times someone lathers themselves in skin bleach will not in any way increase their chances of a happy marriage. And to everyone, take care of yourselves and those around you. It can be hard, but remember, you're not defined by what you look like. As long as you're happy and healthy, that's all that matters. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.